An update tonight to a crisis in the classroom story we have now been following for months. The area's largest school district will soon have a new leader. Dayton Public Schools will be announcing their new superintendent at any moment. It is going to be one of the three finalists you see here behind me, Dr. David Lawrence, Dr. Alicia Smith, or Dr. H. Allen Smith II. Now we want to give you a live look inside the Dayton Public School Board of Education meeting right now. Now the board is currently speaking at this time. They were in executive session.
Superintendent, contingent on our outcome, or not outcome, contingent on with the employment and contract being voted at a future meeting.
I'll second. Been moved and second.
Who seconded? Mr. Walker.
Mr. Walker. Do we have any questions, comments on the motion? I will just say, appreciate the board, appreciate the work, appreciate everyone that came out through the process. I want to thank the ALMA group for their work, and I want to thank everybody that played a part, whether it being on a panel, being someone that reached out to the board, just being someone that talked about what was going on. I think the more we talk about what we want to see in our district, the better off we are. And I think that we're in a space where we have to be on one accord. And that doesn't always mean agreeing, but it does mean that our accord has to be the betterment of this district. The staff, the students of this district, we can disagree on a lot of things. We can't disagree that they deserve the best that we can't give them. Any other?
So Lydia Bice got up with city officials on what they're expecting for this once-in-a-lifetime event. How many people are they expecting are going to come to the city?
Well, Adam, the Darke County Visitors Bureau doesn't want to give an exact number just yet, but they did tell me today that they're expecting thousands and thousands. However, when I caught up with Darke County Sheriff Mark Whitaker this afternoon, he says that he thinks the county can expect over 100,000. Now, Main Street Greenville, a nonprofit dedicated to the city's small businesses, says that the city is going to be an entertainment hub for all things solar eclipse between mini golf on Friday evening, the Eclipse Shopping Passport, live bands on Saturday, and the Pre-Totality Food Rally on Sunday. Now, if you know someone who's coming into town but they haven't gotten a hotel room yet, they might just be out of luck.
You can try and call and find a room, get on a waiting list, but yeah, from what I know, we're pretty well booked up, and I think surrounding counties are as well.
So that is obviously a lot of visitors coming to that area. I imagine security is going to be increased for this?
Yes, Sheriff Whitaker told me today that they have been working on this plan for over a year, and he says there's already that plan for increased staff in their 911 center, on the roads, and on the fire department, and with EMS services. Now, if you head over to Fox 45 at 6:30, you'll hear more from Sheriff Whitaker on what his biggest concern is for April 8th, the traffic. Back to you.
Lydia, thank you. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office also providing updates tonight on a deadly shooting at Napoleon's Bar last month. Katja Hancock joining us live from the Sheriff's Office tonight. Katja, what are they telling you?
The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office has identified a person of interest in the Napoleon Bar shooting that killed 30-year-old Darnell Pate back on January 29th. Investigations say 25-year-old Shaquing Jones was arrested on February 14th in Harrison Township for aggravated possession of fentanyl and illegal conveyance. The Special Investigations Unit searched Jones's home, finding a loaded handgun along with drug packaging materials, believing he has connections to Darnell Pate's murder. Now investigators are unable to say why, but they do believe Pate was targeted, adding people were waiting on him to go to his vehicle that night. Jones remains behind bars tonight.
Currently, Jones will be held on felony drug charges as additional testing is completed on the evidence from the original homicide case.
Sheriff Rob Streck says they are confident in Jones's involvement in Pate's murder, believing he is a threat to the community. He'll be back in court on those drug charges later this week. Back to you.
Just into our newsroom in the last half hour, Public Health of Dayton and Montgomery counties say that a measles case has been reported in Miami County. They're now warning of exposure. So if you were at the Kroger Marketplace on Union Boulevard in Inglewood last Tuesday between 12:45 and 4 p.m., you were exposed to measles, which is very contagious and can be spread even if you don't have symptoms. So you are asked to visit phdmc.org to fill out this measles contact form. A public health contact tracer will then reach out to you with more guidance. Public health is asking for as much information as possible so they can respond as quickly as they can.
A new Sheetz location is now up and running here in the Miami Valley. This is the opening day celebrations for the new one in Vandalia. It's located on Benchwood Road, the full address right there on your screen right now. To celebrate, Sheetz is donating $2,500 to Special Olympics of Ohio.
We know people are happy to have a new business come to town, so we want to welcome them the way they welcomed us to their community. You know, we really appreciate Dayton allowing us in, allowing us to be part of the community, and we're just trying to pay them back with a fun morning.
Now, every Sheetz store is 24/7, 365 days a year, so you can stop by and check out the store anytime you'd like.
Tonight we've learned Pammy May will not be in a Cleveland courtroom. She is the woman charged with murdering 5-year-old Darnell Taylor after the statewide Amber Alert last week. After the break, where she'll be extradited to.
Also, local teachers will be able to see iconic R&B artists at the Schuster Center for free. Up next, how this partnership is giving back to local educators with an evening of entertainment.
Plus, I'm tracking another nice day before we get some rain back in the picture. That's coming up. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Here are some excellent examples of virga, or rain that evaporates before reaching the ground. From the stratus clouds in North Carolina to the scattered, strangely very flat clouds over Gadsden, Alabama. Cherry blossoms are starting to show their colors in Macon, Georgia, nearly a month before the city's Cherry Blossom Festival. And this fiery sunrise ushered in Tuesday near Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Listen to Off the Radar, new episodes every Tuesday.
Tonight, the woman charged with murdering 5-year-old Darnell Taylor is expected to be extradited to Columbus soon. Pammy May remains behind bars in Cleveland tonight. May and Taylor were at the center of last week's statewide Amber Alert. Police found her in a nearby suburb of Brooklyn last Thursday. Hours later, Columbus police found Darnell's body in a sewage drain. Tom Bosco brings us today's developments.
She's due back in Columbus sometime tomorrow. That is what Columbus police are telling us. What Cuyahoga County officials are telling us is that Pammy May has signed her extradition papers, so that means she will not be appearing in court either in municipal or in county court here in Cleveland before she heads back to Columbus. She does indeed remain in the Cuyahoga County Jail here in Cleveland. We were told by jail officials that she was at a hospital for a time, but has been booked into the jail here. These are the latest booking photos that we have of Pammy May. And as I said, she will be returning sometime to Columbus. Columbus police telling me that is expected tomorrow, but they won't tell us exactly what time that is, citing security reasons. Of course, May is charged with murder, kidnapping, and child endangering, all of this stemming from the death of the child for whom she was the legal guardian, Darnell Taylor, after the Amber Alert drama that played out last week in Columbus. On your side, in Cleveland, I'm Tom Bosco.
The Hamilton County Coroner has now identified the skeletal remains found in Cincinnati last week. Ronald King's remains were found on Iroquois Street near St. Clair Heights Park. Now, King went missing back in April of 2022. Investigators found his car near the park after he first went missing. Police still working to figure out how he died.
Well, back here in the Miami Valley, a beautiful day outside. In fact, I was actually able to get out and enjoy the weather a little bit, do a little walk in Cox Arboretum before I came into work. It was beautiful.
Yeah, I got to walk in too. It's crazy though. Things are starting to bloom a little bit. You probably have noticed that out there. Some signs of spring, and it's feeling like it too. We got another spring-like day on the way for tomorrow. Temperatures are going to be continuing to climb across the area. So for right now, we do have mostly clear skies. It's looking really nice. Beautiful sunset out there. Next weather maker, actually down to the Pacific Southwest, will eventually ride up and into our region as we head into our Thursday, bringing widespread rain into the picture. But until then, we got some clouds building in tomorrow. Temperatures in the 30s, not quite as cold tomorrow morning. Back up, upper 50s. I'm thinking 60 degrees tomorrow afternoon, with those clouds continuing to build in. By tomorrow night, though, we'll start to see a few showers developing, and then it's really Thursday. Rain is expected. We'll see widespread rain in the forecast, some heavier areas of rain too, and eventually some colder air sliding in. We'll have more on that coming up.
Tonight, the White House announcing more sanctions against Russia. Elise, back at the Now Desk, what's going on here?
All right, Adam, so President Joe Biden actually just finished up giving remarks on those additional sanctions on Russia in response to opposition leader Alexei Navalny's death. Now, he's not giving details at this time, but we do know they're expected to be announced on Friday. The U.S. already has some stiff sanctions on Russia in retaliation for its invasion of Ukraine now 2 years ago. Those new sanctions being announced Friday coincide with the 2-year anniversary of Russia's invasion. Now, Russia has said the cause of Navalny's death is unknown.
Well, this American journalist remains behind bars in Russia. The Moscow City Court just upheld Evan Gershkovich's detention. He'll now remain behind bars until March 20th. The country's main security service says he tried to obtain state secrets. Gershkovich and his employer, the Wall Street Journal, deny those charges. If convicted, he could spend up to 20 years behind bars.
The attorneys for WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange returned to a London courtroom today. They're fighting his extradition to the U.S. An attorney argued it would violate a treaty banning deportation for political offense. Assange is wanted on 18 criminal counts after WikiLeaks published thousands of classified documents in 2010 and 2011. If convicted, he faces up to 175 years in prison. He's currently sitting in a London prison.
A story now from our partners at the Dayton Business Journal. An aerospace and defense firm breaking ground on a new headquarters. Now, the new Rushlight Assets headquarters going to be on Washington Church Road in Miamisburg. The 26,000 square foot building is going to span more than 2 stories. The groundbreaking set for February 29th.
300 local teachers will be able to see the Gem City R&B Kickback 2 at the Schuster Center for free. Owens Entertainment and attorney Michael Wright are honoring educators as a token of their appreciation.
Teachers are the backbones of our community, and it's crucial to recognize them and support their invaluable contributions.
The concert will feature Ashanti, 112, Changing Faces, and Adina Howard. 150 tickets were given out at Horizon Science Academy. Another 150 tickets will be available to pick up at the Schuster Center on a first-come, first-served basis. Teachers are able to get up to 2 tickets, but you must show your valid teaching badge. The show is 7:30 Friday night.
Well, tracking another nice day for tomorrow. We're tracking 60s, in fact. 64 a high temperature tomorrow, still mild, but that's with rain for our Thursday. And then we start to cool off a bit. Saturday, back to feeling more like February with temperatures back to around 40 degrees, but we'll quickly rebound back into the mid 50s by next Sunday. And as far as the longer term goes, so we got a little bit of a cool down in the forecast by this weekend, but this is a look at the Climate Prediction Center temperature outlook for 6 to 10 days out. So heading into the next week, we are anticipating above normal temperatures across the area. They're looking pretty likely for our region. Very spring-like weather continues in the forecast, likely as we end the month of February.
A cafe with 2 decades of life in the Dayton area is celebrating with a second location. Still ahead, how this business is taking over an iconic Kettering building.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
the Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
The Blueberry Cafe is celebrating 20 years of business by opening its second location in the area. Alex King has got all the sweet details.
Tomorrow is the grand opening for the Blueberry Cafe here in Kettering. It's just here along South Dixie Drive. You can see they're busy preparing for opening day, and it's going to be from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you can't make it out to the grand opening, though, no worries. The cafe offers 30-minute call-ahead seating, or you can place a reservation for groups of 7 to 12 people. There is also a dedicated line for takeout orders, and staff is waiting on equipment to offer more lunch offerings, and that's expected early March. So until then, you can come by for all of your breakfast favorites. Keep in mind there could be some long wait times as the cafe first opens, so be patient with staff as they work hard to provide you with your order. I don't know about you guys, but I am really excited to check out the inside, and our very own Tej Joshi will be live tomorrow morning on your day with a preview. Hopefully you can make it out for the grand opening with empty bellies to support the new location. Back to you guys.
Well, beautiful day tomorrow on the way, kind of like today, a little bit more cloud cover, but heading into our Thursday, rain is in the forecast, and we're talking about a good soaking rain. Right now, it looks like at least a ½ inch of rainfall for our region, but we very well could see some spots maybe getting up to an inch of rainfall through the end of the week. Mainly on Thursday would be when we see that rain make its way in. So soggy conditions will be arriving, but here's a look at that extended forecast. So mild next couple of days. We got that rain on Thursday. Heading into the weekend, gets cold again on Saturday, but we rebound very nicely back into the mid-50s. So quickly back into the mid-50s by Sunday, and then 60s on Tuesday. That's with a little rain back in the mix too. So although we got a little bit of a cool down, spring returns very nicely next week.
Yeah, that's going to be really nice. 60 tomorrow. Maybe I'll have to come in. Well, come in to work a little early. I'll just leave a little early to take a walk.
There you go.
That's a good idea.
Well, it's nice. The sun's still out, still setting as we speak right now.
Yeah, the sun, we can see it behind us in the sky cam. It's beautiful.
Well, that does it for us. Have a good rest of your night.